Hey nerds, welcome to JerAwards. Today we're going to go over our Season 2 recap of The 100. Now listen, if you're new to the channel, after each of our major shows, we go into a recap. That light is so fucking bright. We go over a recap of our major shows, right? And we're going to go over soft recaps for the episodes, then we're going to do the JerAwards, and then we'll wrap things up with, everything was so bright, our In Memoriam. Everything is so bright in here all of a sudden. Like, as soon as I press record, everything got exponentially brighter. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there is a reaction. Links are in the description box down below for the Patreon, Twitch stream, and everything in between. Season 3, Episode 1 will take place tomorrow. Yesterday was the finale to Season 2, and now we can get into some things that we saw happen. So let's get into the recap first and foremost, and then again, we'll do our JerAwards and then our In Memoriam, go over all of our favorite stuff, and just keep it rolling that way. You guys feel free to participate as well. You can let me know your favorite things to each of the categories in the comment section. And, yeah, we could see if I vibe with you or not, you know? No biggie. So Season 2 starts with Clark in the same white room we left her in Season 1. Only now, Monty is not across from her. He's gone. So she breaks some glass, cuts her arm like an absolute dipshit. She doesn't clear the glass out first. She interrogates a girl named Maya. She finds the place is making use of all of their resources Mount Weather was said to have as they walk in on a bunch of old white people eating flapjacks. And they are eating good. Clark thinks it's too good to be true. Of the 48 captured, there they all are. Clean, fed, with beds, bunk beds, military style. That car really distracted me. On the other side of things, Abby is looking for the kids, only to see they are missing. Bellamy and Murphy are locked up with Raven needing surgery. Jaha, still in the ark, hears a baby crying. When he finds the baby in a desk drawer of all places, he looks for a way back to Earth. Lo and behold, the baby wasn't real. It was just his son. We called that shit 1,000 miles away. The oxygen deprivation was causing him to see things, and Jaha somehow makes it to Earth successfully. Raven gets her surgery, but she still has nerve damage to her left leg, while Octavia almost reunites with Lincoln before getting attacked by Reapers. In the big reveal in Episode 2, Clark finds out that they are using the Grounder's blood to heal the injured mountain men, or basically to help them stay alive, or whatever that main reason ended up being. But one of the prisoners found was Anya. And Clark helps her escape. But they land right into the hands of the Reapers. They manage to escape, but Anya ties up Clark, using her bait to return to her people. Speaking of Grounders, Octavia helps a group of them in trying to get back to Lincoln, but he seems gone as she gains these Grounders' respect, mainly Indra. Lincoln, shown to be taken by the mountain men while Abby is picked up with the Chancellor. Oh, is picked to be the Chancellor. Why the fuck did I write it like that? Jaha is found by some desert people in the dead zone before being turned over for a horse. Octavia reunites with Bellamy. Clark and Anya outrun the mountain men, fight, and when they finally reach Camp Jaha, they decide to part ways. Anya's going to go get an audience to work on peace and fight the mountain men together, except she gets shot. Lo and behold, they didn't shoot Clark, because that would have been an ugly situation, but they get Clark right in the face with the butt of a gun. Mama Clark and Baby Clark reunite before she sneaks out to go get Finn and Murph. And she finds Finn murdering innocent Grounders. Innocent people. He's a fucking sack of shit. Kane is thrown into a pit with Jaha, much like Han Solo was with Chewbacca in that god-awful Solo movie. Mount Weather looks to experiment on the 47 still there, through all that. Dante seems to look for a workaround and getting people to donate, but Maya lets Jasper in on the secret of Mount Weather. Now, this group is just buying some time while Clark can try to rescue them. We learn Mount Weather controls the big fart cloud, leading to Octavia and Bellamy finding Lincoln, who is now a Reaper. Jaha and Kane are forced to kill each other in order to meet with the commander, who is in the room, named Lexa. She beats up Jaha, well, not really, she kind of just Uno reverses him, and sends him back to camp. Well, no, they actually do beat him and then send him to camp. They have 2 days to leave or die, and the 2 days is over within an episode, but they don't leave. Instead, Clark tells Alexa she can save the Grounders, who have been turned from the mountain men, as they save Lincoln at the last second. The only thing she asks for in return is Finn. Lexa does. Blood must be paid in blood. And they just, like, you know, Finn turns himself over. But rather than being tortured and murdered, Clark mercy kills him while the Grounders watch. Kind of lame. Clark, traumatized from all this, is seeing Finn's ghost. They need to burn the body. with those he murdered so he can have peace, yet someone tries to poison Lexa. It was her own people. After killing the guy trying to kill her, which was Augusta, was Gusta with no A, both sides come together to get ready to move on Mount Weather. It's important to note with Finn gets to kill those innocent people. Imagine those innocent people now have to get burned with their murderer. That seems not right. As the two sides train together, leading to Indra offering O a spot as their second, while Kane wants her to be a spy for the Sky People, Lincoln takes the red over helping Bellamy as he is marked for harvest by Mount Weather, which can be a good thing, Clark realizing a way to helping her people escape. During all of this, Jaha takes Murphy, Taka Waititi, and some others to move towards the City of Light. Turns out Waititi wasn't really with them. Murphy does stay, though. Bellamy is free and alive, thanks to Maya, as they get message from Mount Weather, and Clark sends one right back in the form of the mountain men they captured. I forgot his name already. I almost said Eshram. That's the main boss of Halo Infinite. It was something stupid. Dante learns, he's the only person still alive in that whole situation. Emerson, there we go. Dante learns the truth about the experiment and tries to arrest his son, but gets Uno reversed, Cage now in charge. Isn't it funny his son's name is Cage and they cage up the grounders? Fucking hippies. Bellamy, still on the inside, gets help from Dante to kill Dr. Singh and help potentially free his friends. This being after Cage dropped a missile on Tandisi, killing an unnumbered amount of tree and sky crew. After the missile, they were then under sniper fire, leading Lincoln to kill the shooter with the help of Clark and Lexa. Abby, stuck under some rubble with Kane, tells him that Clark knew about the missile. Secret's out. Bellamy, on the inside, seemingly helps some folks escape while willing to stay on the inside for more info. On the outside, Clark and company looked to move out towards Mount Weather yet again. So the whole big thing there was like they knew the missile was coming in. Clark and Lexa knew. It never really comes back to bite him in the ass in this season, which was kind of weird. But first, they got to tell Bellamy to take down the acid fog. Right when he thought he had it, Weatherman Cage had reversed him, listening the whole time. So Bellamy just blows the fucking thing up. Now, Clark, Lexa, and the rest are ready to go in. I have a nose hair. It's right there. Ow! They have to... It's still itching. They have a plan to turn the power off to Mount Weather and free their people, opening the main door. And as they do so, we see Grounders walking out. Lexa has decided to make a deal only freeing the Grounders and not the Arc peeps, after Clark made her future with her uncertain. After that kiss, Lexa kind of made herself vulnerable, and Clark was like, no, you're not going to get none of my poi. And then, yeah, that kind of happened. Kind of, she's like, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up the cookie no more. Last time I gave it up, Finn, went and got herself killed. I'm not doing that to you, Lexa. You said love is weak. And I don't know if I love you. I'm setting boundaries. Good for her, by the way. Clark, now working with Bellamy and Octavia, go inside to get their people. Clark tries to use Dante as leverage and ends up killing him to make a point. But it sends his son to use her mother as the next one for marrow extraction. Clark, now left with the decision to turn off the oxygen to Mount Weather, killing everyone, men, women, children, even Maya, something that may come back to haunt her, which it already is kind of haunting her. As they go back to the Ark, she leaves. She can't see those people. She has to carry this burden herself or whatever. She can't look at them. Maybe meet again is murdered to Bellamy, kiss on the cheek. They go their separate ways. Murphy, who found a lighthouse, has been watching snuff films, eating crackers, as Jaha meets an AI named Allie, who thanks him for bringing a nuke down, saying they have much work to do. End season 2. That's it. That's the whole second season. It was pretty damn good, to be honest. Overall thoughts on the second season? I think it's a great season. I think it's I like season 1 because, it's all these kids fighting for survival, right? And they're all just doing their part to fight for survival, man. They're just trying to survive, trying to live. And it's cool seeing that and then seeing the other threats come around them and kind of plague them to an extent. And now we're getting into areas where there was this facility that housed these people. They made a truce with the Grounders. Now they're at ends with the Grounders, but there's this other house that's really well kept by drones and an AI talking about nukes and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about where it's going to go from there, but wait and see how it plays out. I do with season 2, you could almost have an instance like The Walking Dead, how The Walking Dead had the prison, right? Like season 3 or 4, and they had that prison you could use Mount Weather's bunker. They have food and supplies. There's no reason they shouldn't be raiding those supplies and getting those items and taking what they can and maybe even living there because there is shelter for them. There is the Ark, but like you can move that stuff closer to Mount Weather, maybe a better option, better defenses perhaps. You don't have to worry about the auction issue. I think they could use Mount Weather to their benefit, basically, if they choose to do so. I like to see that if they try to moving forward. So, I mean, with that out of the way, I think it's time to get into the JerAwards. So the Season 2 JerAwards will kick things off with favorite episode and your nominees. Episode 3, Repercussions. Episode 6, Fog of War. Episode 7, Long Into the Abyss. Wait, Long in Abyss? It's Long Into the Abyss, right? Hold up. Yeah, Long Into an Abyss. I just didn't put the 2 and into. Episode 9, Remember Me. Episode 10, Survival of the Fittest. Episode 12, Rubicon. Episode 13, Resurrection. Episode 15, Blood Must Have Blood Part 1. And episode 16, Blood Must Have Blood Part 2. The only episodes really missing here is episodes 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 11, 14. So, yeah, more than half of the episodes made it to my favorite episode list. I do some quick math in my head right there. More than half the episodes, 9 episodes, compared to 7, made it into my list for favorite episodes. That says a lot about the season. And I got to say, it comes down to 2 episodes. I have an honorable mention, which is Blood Must Have Blood Part 2. That's technically my runner-up. The finale was really, really good. Like Season 1's finale, maybe a little bit better. But the finale was great. I really loved it. But I think my favorite episode was Episode 7, Long Into an Abyss. The way that stuff kind of plays out, shedding light on characters and kind of, I don't know, everything about that episode I really thoroughly enjoyed. Favorite scene. We got a couple of these. Season 2, Episode 3, Anya leaving Clark. 2-3, Maya and Jasper in the storage room. Is it raining? Bro, it's so loud. 2-4, Raven trying on the brace Wick made for her. 2-4, Jaha giving Zoran his Black Knight chess piece. 2-7, NyQuil attacking Finn on sight. 2-7, meeting Commander Lexa. 2-7, Octavia getting Lincoln back. 2-8, Finn's surrender. 2-9, Clark and Bellamy letting Lexa know her own people tried to do her in. Episode 10, the gorilla. Episode 10, Indra offering O to be her second. Episode 11, Dante's Uno reverse on Jasper. Episode 11, Jasper saving and embracing Monty. That moment between those two is really nice. 2-11, Clark telling her mom she's in charge. 2-12, Dante helping Bellamy. 2-13, Jasper and Bellamy hug. 2-13, Maya's dad letting them in. 2-13, Indra meeting or embracing Lincoln after their whole falling out. 2-14, Bellamy blowing up the acid fog machine. Now, in case you're wondering, I have an honorable mention that's not really a part of any of this. I mean, it is a part of this, but like it's not going to be in the end of the show awards. Everything with the gorilla, I loved. I love the gorilla from top to bottom. The gorilla was great. I hope it's not the end of the gorilla. Big CGI ass fucker. But I would like to see more of it down the road. So my runner-up was Jaha giving Zoran his Black Knight chess piece in Season 2, Episode 4. I love that moment, just to give up something that was near and dear to him in this moment of landing from space. And the one thing really he has left of his son, other than his memory, was that chess piece. And to give it up was really nice. But my personal favorite moment of the entire Season 2, of all these cool things that happened, was Jasper saving and embracing Monty and telling him how worried he was about him. Their embrace, their hug. It just reminds me of Scott and Styles and that Stefan and Damon, just that brotherhood, best friends, friendship, literal brothers, and the latter I just mentioned there. But just them embracing each other was really, really good. Really good. Most heartbreaking scene and your nominees. From 2-2, Jaha realizing the baby was gone. 2-4, Raven punching herself in the leg to feel something. 2-4, Anya's death. 2-5, Lincoln being experimented on. Lincoln being experimented on. 2-5, the innocent people being murdered by Finn. 2-6, Octavia seeing Lincoln as a Reaper. 2-10, Jaha grieving on his son's grave. 2-10, Lincoln taking... Why am I saying his name like that? Lincoln taking the red over helping Bellamy. 2-11, little boy talking about his dad, only for us to know he's dead. 2-12, missile attack 2:15, Lexa turning on Clark. 2:16, Jasper holding Maya's lifeless body. Now, I gotta say, my runner-up is the innocent people being killed by Finn. Was heartbreaking just to watch these people who are in cages, who are kind of pinned down by this white kid, basically, who's thinks he's being a hero and murders all those innocent people. I didn't like it. But my most heartbreaking scene was season 2, episode 16, in the finale, Jasper holding Maya's lifeless body. She never got a chance to say I love you back, but he did get to say it to her. And, you know, her having that moment with her dad saying, you know, well, I'll see you soon, whatever. And then him dying, and then him having the same moment with her, and then her dying is just, yeah, it's not cool. It's not fucking cool. Funniest scene. Season 2, episode 4. We fell from the sky in a football stadium. They know we're here. Wick talking to Abby. Talking to Byrne, actually. 2:6, beat it, Murph. Raven's subtle beat it, Murph. Talking to Murphy made me laugh, I think, harder than most things in this show has. 2:14, you know, my leg brace would have held a little bit easier. Would have been a little bit easier to take off. Wick talking to Raven before they went to the bone zone. Funniest moment for me, I only put these 3 things down because once I had something super, super funny, the we fell from the sky in a football stadium. Top tier moment from Wick. Funniest part of season 2 for me. Thank you. Next category. Favorite kiss from season 2, episode 5. Mama Clark kissing Clark's forehead. From season 2, episode 9. Jasper and Maya in the storage. From 2:13, Octavia and Lincoln kissing again. 2:14, Clark and Lexa. 2:14, Raven and Wick. Now, my runner-up is Clark and Lexa because it kind of came out of nowhere. Lexa was like, I want what I want. But my favorite kiss belongs to season 2, episode 9, Jasper and Maya. It was a long time coming. Mwah! Big chef kiss for those two, and I love them to pieces. Favorite kill. From season 2, episode 1, Kane shooting Tristan right in the head. From season 2, episode 8, Clark killing Finn. From season 2, episode 9, Lexa stabbing Gustus with a sword. From season 2, episode 10, the gorilla killing Quint. From 2:11, Bellamy choking out Lovejoy. From 2:12, Pure Oxygen killing Dr. Singh. From 2:13, the guy Jasper killed with that fucking security fireman axe. And from 2:16, Lincoln killing Cage. My runner-up is Clark killing Finn, the mercy kill, because I wanted Finn to die for a while, Clark being the one to do it. Obviously traumatic for her and for Raven, and very heartbreaking for those characters, but Finn died, and so I did enjoy it. But my favorite kill from all of season 2, Lincoln killing Cage, cutting off his arm, rejecting the red, overcoming the radio frequency, that sound that kind of like, I don't know, neutralized them, and then injecting him and letting him know the first dose is the worst. Shout out Lincoln for getting his revenge. Favorite kill of season 2 belongs to you. And I think he was a runner-up in season 1 as well. Favorite quote. Season 2, episode 8, I have one thing here because there was a lot of cool quotes I heard towards the latter half, but when it came to this, I just kind of stopped. It's a pretty big bar here. Lincoln said this when he was tied down, talking about Finn to Kane. He said, if death has no cost, life has no worth. Which is a bar. Now, granted, if everybody was immortal, you know, you could kind of throw it out the window, but it's like, you know, if you can just murder people and get away with it, life doesn't have its worth. Like, it's shitty. It's shitty. But I love that quote. And all the other ones, I don't remember what else I had on here. I kind of just deleted them because I was like, man, this is the one. I don't even want to mention any of the other ones. There's a couple really hot ones. Some Abby drops a lot of big bars from here and there, but this one I really liked. Favorite friendship. I have 3 nominees here. We have Jaha and Murphy. I mean, they're not really friends, but like that developing friendship was nice. I also have Jaha and Zoran. Because I want to see that if that ever comes back around. I was digging that. Him to get a chance to not play a father figure role, but to kind of be around a young kid like that and see the connection. He was trying to draw a chessboard for him and letting him know it was okay to show his face and the disfiguration of it. And I really loved it. But my favorite friendship back to back like a heart attack. Jasper and Monty. I don't have to say nothing about these two. I love them. I love. I think I also might call him Jaunty, which I like. Masper. Masper's pretty good. Jaunty Masper. Masper Jaunty? I like Jaunty Masper. I think that sounds like a fucking blacksmith in a video game. I have no idea. Anyways, favorite ship. Raven and Wick is okay. I like it because they're both kind of like in the same field. Clark and Lexa makes the list. Clark and Bellamy makes the list yet again because they feel like they keep building something with those two. I do like the tension between them. But for our real ships that we have going on here, Octavia and Lincoln. I was expecting Octavia and Lincoln to come back to back in this one, but it wasn't. There was another on-screen relationship that stole it for me. And it was Jasper and Monty. Or Jasper and Monty. Hell yes! Jasper and Maya. Masper. I guess we could use Masper for that. Jaya. We have Jaha Jaya. Vagina. So we have Jaya right here, Jasper and Maya, and I was waiting for them to kiss. I love their awkwardness, and I just love Maya's character in general. And I wish we had more from her. Instead, she got sizzled up like a piece of bologna on a skillet. Very heartbreaking. But favorite ship was Jasper and Maya. Now, let's do this. Most underrated character previously mentioned. I'll get this out of the way really quickly. I normally only put one person here. It's never a list. We've only had a couple winners of this ever doing this, but and last season was Mr. Limkin for his sacrifice and everything with that and kind of leading that forte. But most underrated this season. I don't necessarily think they're underrated. I just wish there was better for them. And I have to give it to Maya because Maya played a critical role in every single bit of this. And Maya, you'll be mentioned again here in a minute. You go ahead and get an extra one. Least favorite character. Early on, when it first was going, I had Dante on here. I had Dante Wallace, but I had Cage on here. I really hated Cage, the way he treated these grounders and turning people into reapers. And you can see from his point of view, he's just trying to survive, yada yada. He had some sympathy moments there with his dad, but then again, when they threatened his dad, he was like, "Hey, you've been a good dad. Don't worry about it." Cage is on there, but Finn, believe it or not, was probably my least favorite character. Every time I saw him on screen, Finn and Cage are kind of tied for this. I'm gonna go ahead and give them both the least favorite character award for this season. I didn't like either one of them, and I'm glad they're both dead. That's it. Now to wrap it up, favorite character. Here are your nominees: Octavia, Clark, Bellamy, Jasper, Lincoln, Jaha, Raven. Those are your nominees for favorite character for season 2 of The 100. We have a lot of returning people. Obviously, Raven and Lincoln took home the co-award last time. I couldn't really pick a clear one. I have a situation like this too. I'm going to go ahead and put this out here for favorite character. I have 2 runners-up, which is Clark and Octavia. And I feel like if these characters stay with us throughout the course of the show, with the way their growth is, these could be clear landslide favorite character victories in upcoming seasons. I like Clark getting more of the backbone, but she did have a lot of Ex Machina Sherlock Holmes moments where she was like, this is what to do. And she also did stand by, let all those people die. I feel like they could have done that situation a lot better, personally. Octavia is forming into an absolute badass, and I'm loving where her character direction is going. But a character with tremendous growth that I saw coming from season 1. You just know how things progress. And I have 2 winners for favorite character. The first one is Bellamy. Now I have Bellamy on here because his character, he team player for even going and being undercover and just hiding in the walls and doing everything he had to do for the group was amazing. And I love seeing his growth from the first episode, kind of being a dickhead. But Yeah, it was good stuff. But the other person that's my favorite character, I think above Bellamy, if we had to give outright one award, has already taken home 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 awards in the season 2 JerAwards. Let's go ahead and give them their 6th award. That's Jasper. Thank you, computer. Jasper's growth in this season, him not wanting to give up on the things around him, him kind of like, first Clark kind of interrogating him, like, who's making you do this, blah, blah, blah. And watching him go from being somebody who was just there enjoying cake. Like, hey, man, we're okay. Like, we're home. Falling in love with a girl and doing everything he can to protect his friends. I loved. And I know a lot of people were talking about in season 1, they didn't like Jasper for the moment, for, the peace treaty, for his episode where he kind of had a big head for a little bit. Whatever. Let it go. He's a young kid with a lot of insecurities, and that kind of got to him. But watching him from that point forward, just this wholesome boy, basically. And I really loved him through all out season 2, so I give it to Jasper as favorite character. And a J name, too. I mean, come on. Birds of a feather or some shit. Whatever. So now let's get into our season ranking updates with the names for the seasons. If you guys are watching one of these for the first time, I like to name each of the seasons. I'll start with the seasons first. Season 1, we named One Small Step for Man, obviously to do with the landing. Season 2, I entitled Sacrifice. It's not the first time we've named something Sacrifice. Teen Wolf had a season called Sacrifice. There was a lot of sacrifices that were made throughout the course of this whole thing. Sacrificing characters. Jaha makes a bunch of sacrifices with these people to keep him and Murphy safe, quote unquote. Clark and Lexa make a huge sacrifice with those people. Mount Weather sacrifices their own people, sacrificing some of the grounders, sacrificing the people within Mount Weather to begin with. Everything revolved around sacrifice throughout this. And I don't know how much ground was really made in a positive direction for everybody, but sacrifice was definitely made. Grounders have their people back, the Ark has their people back, and the Mount Weather people are all together in the afterlife. But the favorite finale, I would say I love season 2 better than season 1. I love the season 1 finale better than the season 2 finale. Not to say the season 2 finale was bad. Season 1 had a better finale, being entitled 3-2-1 Blast Off, which also directly correlates with the season title. But season 2's finale, to go along with Sacrifice, I didn't want to reuse the title, so I called it Difficult Decisions, because there's a lot of difficult decisions to be made, and mainly by Clark. So that's your update for those things. We're going to wrap this up with our in memoriam closing words, and then we're out of here. You ready? We had a bunch of people die. Let's get into it. Our in memoriam for season 2 of The 100. I didn't spell that right. One of the 100, Tristan killed via throat slit. Tristan. 2 men crucified. Dude who got shot. The Reapers killed by the Grounders. The 2 guards exposed to air. The one-eyed Grounder Finn executed. Sterling. Anya. The 18 innocent Grounders that Finn murdered in cold blood. Artigus. Guard lost to the fog. Scott and the other guard. The Reaper killed by Bellamy. The Reapers killed by Bellamy, Finn. Gustus. Burn. I put Bird. Burn. Quint. Mountain Men Sniper Steve. Shot with an arrow. Grounder Greg. Killed by a sniper bullet. Grounder Lincoln killed? I don't know if he killed that guy that was watching the post kind of with talking shit to Octavia or whatever. All the Grounders and Ark folk lost to the missile. Mount Weather security peeps. Dr. Singh. Grounders the sniper killed. Lowen. Sniper saving Private Ryan. The guards killed. The guy Jasper killed with an axe. The old couple hiding Jasper and Maya, which I guess they were really just hiding Jasper. Maya was just probably making out with him behind the cupboard. All the Grounders lost to the gunfire. The dude who took the arrow to the eye. The guy Wick killed with a wrench. Mrs. Ryan. Vincent, Maya's father. Everyone in Mount Weather. Dante, Cage, and last but not least, and the biggest one, is Maya. Day after day. With that being said, season 2 is a wrap. We are done with season 2 of The 100. We'll be moving on with season 3, which I already forgot the title, but luckily for everybody here, I do have all of the titles written down. I don't think this app wants to work, actually. Season 3, Episode 1, entitled Wanhida, Part 1. So we're ending, you know, the season part 1, part 2, Blood Must Have Blood. And then we're getting Wanhida Part 1, Part 2 to kick off Season 3. 16 episodes also in Season 3. We're only 29 episodes in. If you want to watch any of the 29 episodes, they're all available to you over on Patreon if you want to check it out. Let me know your winners. Let me know your winners for your own awards for Season 2. And on that note, I'm going to head out. There will be links and everything in the description box down below. Playlist will be up on screen. As always, stay cute, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one.